Students, how are you? I hope you are well by the Almighty Creator, and I also hope staying at home you are preparing yourself well, because time doesn't wait, time always goes. So try to use your time properly, and on the other hand try to make the best use of your time and to pay attention especially on English subject, because I think many of you feel fear about English, but English is not a fearful subject. It depends on your intimacy, it depends on your desire, and also it depends on your practice, because here the word you are using is not familiar to you. So your first and foremost duty is to remember or memorize the vocabulary, and if you memorize the vocabulary, then you have access to enter in English kingdom. Then after entering English kingdom, you have pay attention about some structure of sentences, and especially then all the structure of the sentences, and the element that is running now has done a great target or great portion of this structure, because if you want to complete the sentence, at first you know about the structure of clause, also know the structure of phrases, then you have to know the structure of sentences. In that connection, I am trying to make you realize about clauses and phrases, and I have already discussed about clauses and classification of clauses. Now the running item is classification of phrases, and last class I taught you about the classification of adverbial phrase. Now I will try to finish adverbial clauses, and then I will try to discuss about prepositional phrase, conjunctional phrase, and also participle phrase, infinitive phrase, etc. gradually. And after this classification, you will be able to write down something through a phrase or a clause. Understand? Okay, students. Adverbial phrases. Last class I taught you when a phrase mentioned about a time, then you can say the phrase is adverbial phrase of time. Understand? Suppose he came yesterday. Here yesterday has mentioned about time, but yesterday is not a phrase, but if you use the day before yesterday, he came when. If you ask a question, when did he come? The answer is he came the day before yesterday. So here, the day before yesterday is a phrase, and as it has mentioned about the time, so we can say that it's an adverbial phrase of time. In the same way, adverbial phrase of place. Understand? Through the phrase, if we know about the place of something, then we can say that it's a adverbial phrase of place. For example, he went in his relative's house. Understand, students? He went. If you question where did he go? Where did he go? The answer will be he went in his relative's house. So here in his relative's house is a phrase, and as it has mentioned about place, where, so it's called adverbial phrase of place. Adverbial phrase of manner. If we through the phrase, if we learn about the manner, habit, etc., then we can call the phrase as adverbial phrase of manner. For example, he reads the book with great interest. He reads the book. How? If we ask question with how, the answer shows about manner. He reads the book with great interest. Understand, student? With great interest. So here, with great interest is adverbial phrase of manner. Purpose. Aim. Adverbial phrase of purpose, aim, etc. If the phrase mentioned about the purpose of a subject or aim of a subject, then we can call that type of phrase is adverbial phrase of purpose or aim, etc. For example, she reads to get A plus. Here, to get A plus is called the prepositional adverbial phrase of purpose, because this is the purpose of his reading. This is the cause of her reading. So, through the phrase, we know about the cause or purpose of the subject then we can call that type of phrase is called adverbial phrase. This phrase also may be called as infinitive phrase. Students, try to realize the point. The same thing, we can call this type of phrase as infinitive phrase and also call this type of phrase is adverbial phrase of purpose. We can call this phrase two names. Understand? You should have clear sense about this. Okay, students, if you remember these points about adverbial phrases, it will be enough for your activity or for your future activities. Okay, students, now we will discuss about adverbial phrase, verbal phrase. I have also discussed. Understand? In my last class I discussed about verbal phrase, and if you want to recall the verbal phrase, if verb puts with an auxiliary verb, then we can call it a verbal phrase. I think you can remember it. Suppose he eats rice. Here eats is not a phrase, but if you say he is eating rice, here is eating is a verbal phrase. In this same way, if you use modal auxiliary, then the phrase is called verbal phrase. Suppose I can eat. Here I can eat. A can eat has made a verbal phrase. Okay, students. Now I will discuss about conjunctional phrase. Understand, students? When a phrase is used or a phrase performs the duty of a conjunction, then the phrase is called conjunctional phrase. And you know what is the duty of conjunction? The duty of conjunction is to join two words, two parts of speech, two phrases, and even two clauses. So, the conjunction has great duty. In the same way, when a phrase joins two words or two phrases or two clauses, then we can say the conjunction as conjunctional phrase. Suppose I went back. I went back as soon as he called me. Here, as soon as is a conjunction. So, because after as soon as a clause stays and before as soon as also a clause stays. So, as soon as is a conjunctional phrase as it has formed with three words. Suppose he went back, I went back when he called me. Here, when is also a conjunction, but not a conjunctional phrase because here only one word has put. Understand, student? What is the difference between conjunction and conjunctional phrase? Prepositional phrase. You know what is the duty of preposition? Preposition puts before a noun or pronoun and make relations with the another portion of the sentences. So it's called preposition. Suppose she reads in Chitra Mahila Degree College. She reads in Chitra Mahila Degree College. Look at here, in has made a relation with this portion of the sentences with this noun, this proper noun. So, in has made a relation with the another portion of the sentence with a noun. It's called preposition. When a group of words is used to do the same purpose, then we can call the group of words is a prepositional phrase. He made a good result. She made a good result by dint of hard study. Look at here. She made a good result by dint of hard study is a noun phrase. Hard study is a noun phrase, and by dint of is a phrase that has made a relation with hard study with the another portion of the sentence. So here by dint of is a prepositional phrase. Understand, students? Now participle phrase. Participle phrases are three types. One, present participle. Two, perfect participle. Look at the whiteboard, students. Present participle, past participle, perfect participle. Then example is Bangladesh is a developing country, you know present participle means verb plus ing. What is the formation of present participle? The formation of present participle is verb plus ing but never makes a tense. Clear? You have a clear sense about this. Verb plus ing also present in a continuous tense. But here when verb plus ing is used but no tense has formed, then we can call that type of verb plus ing is a participle phrase, and another criteria is present participle or present participle phrase is always considered as an adjective. This is the another criteria. So present participle, in present participle you can find out two criteria. One is the present participle will be considered as an adjective, and the second criteria is ing must be present with it. Verb plus ing must be present with it. These two criteria. Suppose look at the example. Bangladesh is a developing country. Develop is a verb with develop ing has been put. So and it's a present participle because a developing country, here developing hasn't made a tense because no auxiliary verb here present, and it has put before country, and putting before country, developing has performed the duty of an adjective. What country? Developing country. So it has a criteria of a verb, of an adjective, and also doesn't have the criteria of a tense. So we can call developing is a present participle. Suppose if we use America is a developed country. Look at the whiteboard. America is a developed country. Here, developed is a past participle. So, in past participle phrase, two criteria also present. That means it's always considered as an adjective, and the formation is past participle form. Here, verb's past participle form is used, and when the process has been done, then we can use past participle phrase. But when the process is running, suppose development process of Bangladesh is running, so you can use Bangladesh as a developing country. You can't use Bangladesh is a developed country because the development process has not been finished. When the development process has been finished, then we can use past participle form. Then we can use as the development of America has been finished, almost finished. So we can use developed country in America, but in Bangladesh we can use developed country as it's a running process. So you should use in Bangladesh developing country. Understand? And perfect participle. The work having finished. Here the formation is having plus VTP. This is the past participle formation, having finished. Understand? The work having finished. Here having finished is the work having finished is a perfect participle and it hasn't made any tense, so it's a perfect conditional. Now, infinitive phrase. It's an infinitive phrase. The formation of infinitive phrase is 2 plus the on, and it also serves the purpose. It also serves the purpose. Okay. He reads to do well in the exam. To do well is a infinitive phrase because here the formation is 2 plus V1. Do is V1. He reads to do well in the exam. So here to do well in the exam is a infinitive phrase. So students, if you are able to remember all the phrases, the classification of phrases and also the classification of clauses, I think your English learning will reach a great position, because while you read a sentence, you will find many clauses, many phrases in the sentence. If you identify what type of clause it is, what type of phrase it is, English language will be very clear to you. So try to remember all the classification of clauses and phrases, and I am taking classes through Zoom. Try to attend my Zoom class, and if you have any questions about any subject matter, ask me. I will try to make it clear. And if you don't have my contact number, I am giving my contact number 01727012603. If you contact with me, then I will give you my Zoom ID number and password, and by using Zoom ID and password you will be able to join with me. Okay, thank you.